Most people jump into side hustles without ever asking the most important question: should you even start one? Because the truth is that not every side hustle fits every person. What works great for someone in the US might be a complete waste of time if you live somewhere else, or if your goals are different. So in this video, I will show you how to find the right type of side hustle for you based on your goals and location. And make sure you watch to the end, because I'll also share the best starting point if you actually want to turn your side hustle into something that can potentially replace your full-time income one day. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael, and for the past 10 plus years, I've tested hundreds of ways to make money online. Some of them are great for earning a bit of extra cash each month, and others can genuinely turn into something much bigger if you take them seriously. But before you pick any method, it's important to understand what you actually want to achieve, because that completely changes what the best side hustle is for you. So let's go through how to figure that out step by step, and then I'll show you a few real examples you can start with right away. So before you start looking for side hustles, take a step back and ask yourself why you actually want one. Because this, in my experience, after having helped thousands of people earn their first money online, is where most people go wrong. They just jump straight into whatever looks popular without ever thinking about their real goal. So there really are two main types of goals when it comes to earning with side hustles from what I have seen. First is you want some extra income on the side, maybe to cover bills, save up, or just have some extra spending money. In that case, a side hustle can be perfect. It's flexible and you can fit it around your schedule. The second type of goal I often see is that people say they want a side hustle, but in reality, they want to eventually replace their full-time job and make a full-time income, for example, online. If that is your real goal, then you shouldn't treat it as just a side hustle. Then you would need to see it as starting an online business and building a real business, because making that level of income takes time, skills, and consistency. And here's where many people get stuck. In one way, they start with side hustles expectations, but in reality, they hope for full-time income results, and then they just end up being disappointed. So be clear with yourself from the start. If your goal is extra cash, choose something simple and available in your country. I will go over some examples of what that can be in just a bit. But if your real goal really is long-term, potentially full-time income, then you'll want to focus on building something that can grow. And I will also show you my top recommended way for this later. But knowing which of these two goals you have makes every other decision so much easier, and it keeps you from wasting time on the wrong methods. So if you want side cash, then go for a side hustle. If your goal is to build it into something bigger, then take it seriously and treat it like a business from the start, and put in the time and effort required to reach your goals. That is how you succeed no matter what your goals are. And once you're clear about your goal, the next step is choosing the right type of side hustle based on your location and lifestyle, if that is what your goal is. Because what works great in one country might not work at all in another. So let's go over that next, and then after that I will also go into what you can do if your goal is to potentially build a real online business with full-time income potential. So now that you know what your goal is, whether you just want a bit of extra cash or are aiming for something bigger, it's time to look at what actually makes sense for you. Because here's the thing, not every side hustle works everywhere, and not every method fits every personality or schedule. And this is where a lot of people get frustrated. They see someone online earning with a certain app or job, they try the same thing, and then realize it barely works in their country or with their lifestyle. But let's go over a few examples so you can quickly see what might fit you. First, let's talk about paid service and get paid to sites. These are usually the easiest to start with if you are looking for some extra money on the side in a flexible way. They are completely free, they are flexible, and they are available in most countries. But how many opportunities, how much you can earn, that will differ a lot depending on your country. If your goal is a bit of side income and you don't mind doing small online tasks, these can be great and is one of the fastest and easiest way to get started. However, don't expect full-time earnings. Think of them as something you can do on the side whenever you have some free time. But here also, very important, you choose the right options for your country. On my website, I have actually manually spent a ton of time building these. I keep updating them all the time based on my own testing, based on talking to thousands of visitors both here on my YouTube channel and on my website. I really appreciate every one of you that shares your experiences also with me. So please keep doing that in the comments. I read all of them and I also reply to all comments and questions. But I have then built out these lists here on my website of the best get paid to sites and service sites based on your location. You come here, then you find the exact best one currently in your country. As you can see, there are a lot of countries here. If your country is not here, you can go for the international one, but be aware if your country is not here, that means that there are limited opportunities on survey and get paid to sites. You can still find options on the international survey site list, but there will not be as many as there are in other countries, but then you can use other options instead. We will talk about other options, but I will leave links to this below, so then you can go here and easily find the best options if this is the method you choose to go for. Second great option for some side money is user testing. There are a lot of apps and websites where you can sign up, again, completely for free. Then you can get paid to test different websites, apps, different things there, and it can be quite fun and they usually pay quite well. The thing about user testing is that usually it can be a little bit hard to qualify for them, so you should sign up for as many as there are available in your country, because then eventually maybe you'll get invited a couple of times a week, maybe in some countries maybe it'll only be a couple of times a month. But for example, personally, I have tried once to get a user test that took like half an hour and I got paid $75 for it. That is a very high amount. Usually it can be something like between $10 and $50 for something that takes 10 to 30 minutes or so, but usually they do pay quite well. But as mentioned, you need to sign up for a lot of them to get enough opportunities. I do have a list also here on my website of the best user testing sites. You can also go and check that out if you want to get a list of some good ones to sign up for that I have also personally tested. The last of the side hustles opportunities I wanted to show you here in this video, that is gig economy jobs, or also just called gig jobs, because if you prefer something that is more active or offline, it can for example be food delivery, local tasks, small freelance tasks in your local area. This can be a good option. You just need to make sure what's actually available in your area, since many platforms only operate in specific countries or cities. I do have a list of some great gig economy jobs on my website platforms where you can find these, so you can easily get started. And if you put in enough time and effort, that can actually grow to some quite nice extra money on the side. And these are just examples of side hustles that are all easy to get started with. I actually do have a full list of around 20 different side hustles that are completely free that you can get started with easily on my website. I'll also leave a link to that below so you can go and check that out. But overall, make sure you choose something that fits your time, your location and your interest, not just what seems to pay the most for others, because that's not necessarily the best option for you. The perfect side hustle for you is the one you'll actually stick with, not the one that looks best on paper. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, I actually want to turn this into something bigger, then in the next part, I'll show you what I personally recommend if your goal is to build a full-time income online, even if you are just starting out. So what if your real goal, when you're honest with yourself, isn't just to make a bit of side cash? What if you actually want to build something that could potentially replace your job one day? Well, then it's important to stop treating it like a side hustle and start treating it like a real business. So that means not chasing every new app or easy money method that pops up online. Instead, you then need to focus on something that allows you to build assets, skills, content and systems that can grow over time. And after having tested hundreds of ways to earn online over the years, my top recommendation for beginners who want to build something long-term is content creation on YouTube in combination with affiliate marketing. And the reason for that is that you can start completely for free or very low cost. Also, you can promote products or services you actually use and trust. And once your content starts getting views or traffic, you can earn even when you are not actively working. And you can even do it without showing your face. It's not a get rich quick path. That's very important to understand. It takes time to learn, it takes time to set up, and it takes consistency over a longer period of time. But it is a method that can actually scale into a potential full-time income or even more, even if you're a complete beginner. That is what I personally have done myself. And if you want want to go this route, then the best first step, in my opinion, is to learn how YouTube and affiliate marketing really works, how to, for example, choose the right niche, find products worth promoting, and build simple content that attracts the right audience. And I do have more information on my website about my top recommended way to learn this. I'll leave a link to that below if that is what you're interested in. But whether you just want some small side income or you are ready to take things more seriously, it all starts with being clear about your goals and choosing something that truly fits you. So let's wrap all this up with a quick summary and an action plan you can use right after watching this video. But before doing that, I just want to let you know that if you're not aware, the majority of you watching have actually not subscribed to my channel. This can be a free and very easy way to support my channel so I can keep producing value-based content like this, and I would really appreciate that support. So if you can just take 1 second to subscribe and also like this video, then that would be really great. So to sum it all up, the best side hustle isn't about chasing trends or copying what everyone else does. It's about being honest with yourself about what you actually want and what fits your situation. So here's a simple action plan you can follow right after watching this video. First is define your goal. Do you just want a bit of extra income, or are you aiming for full-time income freedom? That one decision will guide every step after this. Number 2, match it to your location and lifestyle. Some method works great in one country but not in another. So pick something realistic that you can actually do consistently. Thirdly, if you want a full-time income, take it seriously from the start. Learn real online business skills instead of chasing quick wins. Affiliate marketing, for example, is one of the most beginner-friendly ways to start building something long-term in my experience. But no matter what you choose, remember this: every method takes effort, but when you pick something that fits you, it stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like you are actually making progress. And I would love to hear your goals in the comments. So please share what your goals are. What are you doing to achieve them? I would love to hear that. And if you have any struggles or anything, also just please feel free to share them below. I read all comments and I reply to all questions also. And finally, if this video helped you, make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.